Welcome to the Family First Retirement Podcast with George Politarhos. For more information on the Petrea Wealth Group or to schedule your complimentary consultation, visit PetreaWealth.com. Now, let's get to the show.
I need your help. I want to break something down this weekend here on Family First Retirement. It's the 3 pillars of a proper retirement plan. It's protection, growth, and income. So let's talk about the first pillar, and that being protection.
When we talk about these 3, they go hand in hand, Mark. And it's building that retirement plan. It's really building a pre-retirement plan to help us guide into retirement correctly. Think about this. Think about the Eagles football, and they have 3 teams, right? They have offense, they have defense, and they have special teams. And each one has a very distinct job in how to help the team perform and achieve their goals of winning a game. So when you look at protection part of your retirement has its job is to keep safe a certain percentage of your assets for retirement, and we call them spendable assets or protected assets. So let's say, for example, that you are 60 years old. You're getting ready to retire in 4 or 5 years. When we do that retirement plan for you, there's a mathematical formula that we use, a program that we use to do this. Very simply, it takes the rule of 100. And what that is, you take 100 minus your current age, and the difference is what you can afford to have in riskier investments. So being a 60-year-old male, I would save about 60% of my money needs to be protected, safe from the craziness of the economy in the world. So no matter what happens, we have war raging in Europe, we have war, unfortunately, in the Middle East. We have gas prices going up. We have a recession possibly. We have all these negative things occurring to us. But our protected money is always going to be safe. You may not go up as much as you like with those funds, but the thing you have to remember is you'll never go down in those funds. You'll never lose a cent. So that's protection. That's the defense stopping the opposing offense from moving down the field. And people always we always want to think we can do better. I've seen on the computer or DIY that I can do better than that until something bad occurs and your defense gives up that long pass. So it's so important to have a protection as part of your retirement plan because it serves a purpose going forward. We always talk about wanting to have 3, 4, even 5 reliable, dependable, and sustainable avenues of income in retirement. But there's protection needed in there. Because when we get to other parts, if I'm losing money someplace, I have my protected money to help fund what I need to do. So protection is really the basis of how you want to start your retirement plan when you get there to make sure we don't go backwards anymore.
302-330-2166, PetreaWealth.com. What about growth? So you hear about growth and you think, well, yeah, I want to continue to grow my savings. I want to grow my retirement income. But tell me more about it. How can it be done?
Well, we have our money safe. And a lot of people with your 401ks, your managed funds, IRAs, it's invested in the stock market most of the time. And that's great when the markets are going up. But what happens when the economy crashed in 2020, 2022, and we lost 20% of our retirement funds in the stock market? Once you go backwards by 5, 10, 20%, people always think, Mark, that I can just gain 5%, I'm back to where I was, or 20%, I'm back to where I was. But you need to double your loss to get back to what you had. When we talk about the growth money, you still need in retirement, folks, to get bigger and stronger. You still need growth. You still need opportunities to ride the market going up. When we manage the funds for you, we have that mix working. Because let's think about this for a second, Mark. You have $500,000 in a protected account, a fixed index annuity. I have $500,000 in a managed fund with growth. So we are just sitting there going to take the market and run with it. I need to have income coming out of these 2 accounts. So when the market goes up, I can pull from that growth account because I'm pulling off the growth I've made off of my principal. Great, we're in a good place. But in those growth accounts, which we need, when the market goes down by 20%, would you take money out of those accounts, those managed funds? No. It doesn't make any sense to pull out a dropping account like that because, in essence, we're double dipping our losses. That's when we use that protected money and we pull cash out of that to fill our need. And that's why it's so important to have a balance and a mix according to your age and according to your desires and your risk tolerance, right? We have to talk about our risk tolerance, how we can go forward and fund it so that you can sleep at night. And I always use that phrase, Mark, because I know when I'm upset about something, I'm worried about something, I do not sleep. I wander the house at night. I don't want you to wander your home thinking about, oh, goodness, the market's down this. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
It's important because now that we're older, we're getting closer to retirement, getting to do the things that we love to do, want to do. Now that I'm a new grandfather, I cannot wait to shower my grandson with love, more than he can ever imagine. And his mother and father are doing a great job of that, and his uncles and aunts. That's my job now. I get to enjoy that. I've worked for this time. So I need to be protected and set up properly so I can do what I want to do, how I want to, and move forward. But it's just not something that happens. You need to see where you're at, what your agenda is and your goal is, and how we're going to accomplish that. Give us a call at 302-330-2166 or go to Patria, P-A-T-R-I-A wealth.com. Let's schedule your no-cost, no-obligation appointment. Come in here to our office. Let's have a cup of coffee. And let's talk, because it all starts with conversation about where we want to go.
Talking about the 3 pillars of a proper retirement plan. We covered protection and growth. Talk to me about the importance of income in retirement, George.
We need it.
Yes, sir.
Tremendously. And we had to see where it's going to come from. Obviously, right now, we have Social Security coming for people. And that's a big question mark, Mark. When are we going to turn on Social Security? What age is the right age? Because it's not a cookie cutter for us. Not everyone has the right answer, or the same answer, I should say. We look and see what is the most beneficial for you and your spouse, and even more importantly, your children. Because choosing when to turn on the right time for Social Security can be a difference about $250,000 for a couple over their lifetime. Mm-hmm. So it's a pretty big choice. Other types of income you have. Maybe you're blessed enough to have a pension. If you work for the federal government, you'll get a pension. States, school teachers, nurses have pensions possibly. Boeing have pensions possibilities. But knowing when to turn that on, even more importantly, is do I or do I not take a survivor benefit out of that income stream for a pension? It's a big question. And once again, there's some calculations that go into that, family histories, they have to sit and think about. We're going to help you make those choices and give you the education you need to make the right choice for that. But we also need to make sure that with Social Security, we need to plan. And I always say this, Mark, because I'm looking at the worst case scenarios for everybody. I want you to be happily surprised instead of saying, why are we in this position? Mm-hmm. So, for example, there's conversation that in 2033, and this is building a lot of traction right now, that there will be a possibility of a reduction in Social Security coming out to people in 2033. And it could be as high as a 24% reduction at that time. When we do your retirement plan, folks, we have a proprietary program that's showing us the possibility that you will be in that group of people that have a reduction. And I don't personally care if it's 2% reduction or 24% reduction. You're telling me I'm losing money with this. And we are already showing that and preparing for that in your income stream in 2033. And I had a customer here the other day, Mark, and he says, well, why am I worried about that then? And my answer is, why aren't you worried about that then? Mm-hmm. Because we're going to plan for that reduction. So if you're getting $1,000 a month at that time, it'll go down to $760. But if we're paying our bills and we're doing everything we want to, we're funding vacation, we're funding our slush funds, we're doing everything that we planned on doing, and we had that reduction hit us in our report, and it does happen, okay, we're still good. But what if it doesn't happen? You're great then. But you had the worst case scenario. Yeah. So we're looking at that. Now, sometimes people don't have an income stream, as in a pension. So we have to use other avenues to get that continuous lifetime income. And we can use certain annuities to produce an income stream for both you and your spouse. But it's about making sure that your money will never run out. Earlier we said we want reliable, dependable, and sustainable avenues of income. A fixed index annuity with an income producer on it could be that other item to help us fill that need. Now, the important thing to think about is not everyone's the same. Mark, we talk about this all the time. I'm handsome, and unfortunately, you're not quite as handsome. So we're not the same animal. When we talk about this, not everyone fits into that income-producing product, that rider. Some people need other things. But that's why it's so important that you come in, sit down with myself, meet the team, and get the right advice and information going forward. And that all starts either coming into the office at 501 Silverside Road in Wilmington, Suite 31. Give us a call, 302-330-2166. Let's schedule that no-cost, no-obligation appointment. Why would you not come in to get an education that's going to help you, your family, and your children possibly be in a better place? Information's power. You need power to plan. Or go to Portrayal Wealth at PATRIA wealth.com, and let's schedule that opportunity to come in.
Investment advisory services are offered only through properly registered representatives of Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, which is not affiliated with Portrayal Wealth Group. Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if George Politarhos is licensed in your state, please contact his office. George A. Politarhos is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Please consult with your attorney, accountant, and or tax advisor for advice concerning your particular circumstances. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Read your contract for restrictions, limitations, or penalties. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance products, including annuities, offered through George A. Politarhos, NPN number 175000473.